Here's how to change the gear oils in both the front and rear differentials on the Porsche Cayenne. Drive the Cayenne for a few minutes to warm all the fluids up. You want a good amount of clearance to comfortably work under there. We'll have to fit a tall fluid container later to pump up transmission fluid and gear oil. It's also necessary that the vehicle is level, since that will impact filling. Remove the middle and then the front underbody panel. The middle underbody panel is held in place by 10mm bolts. The front underbody panel is held in by Torx screws, as well as 10mm bolts on the sides that are a little hidden away. And then there's also a bolt inside here by the wheel well, and we have a similar 10mm on the other side as well. T25. So first order of business is removing this aerodynamic trim panel with all of the Torx that were holding it. And that reveals those 10mm bolts that we had to remove from the underbody panel tray. Getting under the car from the front, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inside the wheel well. At this point, all we have left is some fasteners in the back and we'll be done. Getting underneath the car, we basically just have 1, 2, and then there are 2 fasteners at the end. And basically, you might have to pull it out of these 2 fasteners and loosen them or do something here. This is your front differential on the passenger side in America. This is your fill plug. This is your drain plug. Undo fill plug using 8mm. Undo drain using 8mm with a thing underneath. Close drain, fill with gear oil 7590, which we have left over from the Boxer transmission. Simple gear oil. Fill with gear oil, close it up. So with the front diff, it's a bit of a challenge, at least on the base VR6 model. I have preemptively popped out the 8mm using a vice grip and a hammer out of my hex tool, and you will see why that's important in a second. So as is the entire tool, there's no clearance to fit the hex 8mm hex bit just into the fill plug. Like, there's no clearance between this and this. You can't get it from the front. You can't get it like this. It doesn't just simply doesn't fit. So you need to take this off, then you need to get a wrench that can fit around this 8mm hex bit, break the fill plug loose, and then loosen it the rest of the way by hand, because otherwise it won't come out on the front diff. So that's what you're gonna see in the time lapse. I just set and recorded that, and then I did another experiment. This kit, low profile right angle driver, also works. Basically, I took my regular hex bit apart and put the tip, and it magically, miraculously fit into the small hex driver, like perfectly, into the small ratchet perfectly. So you can use a low profile, and then I'm just gonna get a pipe on the other end of this and break the fill port loose. It might flow out of the fill hole for you. So even when you remove the fill hole, the drain pan. We break the drain plug loose and let it drain. We reinstall the drain plug, torquing it to 26 foot-pounds, and then fill from the top using the fill port until it trickles out. The differentials are not too big. This does not require nearly as much fluid as the transmission, about 1 to 1.5 liters. Basically, once you've given it a few good pumps of oil using the makeshift pump, you know you're good. So we'll plug up the filler using the same trick, the same low profile ratchet, but then that's the front diff. That's done. From the rear of the vehicle, the rear differential is just as easy, if not easier, because the fill plug is not obstructed like the one in the front is on the base model VR6. This is your fill plug, and this is your drain plug. So undo fill plug, Undo drain plug, let it drain for 20-30 minutes, give or take. Redo drain plug, fill it up, replace fill plug, and you're done. Once it's a consistent stream from the fill plug, we're done. Took a lot. Felt like it took a lot. I did a lot of pumping here, but we're done. Once it stops draining, we fill it up, put the fill plug back on, and we're done.
At this point, we reinstalled the underbody panels. At this point, we lower the vehicle. At this point, your Cayenne should be shifting smoothly and have new life. I appreciate you tuning in and consider liking the video and subscribing if this helped.
We'll show you how to turn a old windshield washer fluid into a good fuel pump or into a good gear oil pump for your car. Say you're working on your Cayenne or Boxer or something and you have to pump the fluid in. This is $7 at any auto store. I'll link in the description. And here's a tip. Say you've washed your new container of windshield washer fluid. Notice how we have all these bubbles, all these water droplets on the inside. We've rinsed it out. There's no washer fluid, but this is still coated in water on the inside. So follow me, we'll show you a quick trick on how to get all of the water out so that you're not putting water into your gears or transmission or differentials. You're only putting actual oil. So we have water droplets in this. We put a little bit of oil. Just a smattering, just to coat the inside. Now what we'll do is we'll close the top and shake it. Make sure the oil gets everywhere in the container. So I didn't put enough, so I'm going to put in a bit more. Yes, we waste a little bit of oil, but I think that's okay compared to destroying many components on the inside. The oil got all of the droplets from the sides and it's just coated in oil now. So what we do now, and look at all those water droplets that the oil has collected for us. I probably used a little bit too much oil for this guide. You could waste a little bit less. But now, no longer have water on the inside of your container. Are you filming?
Yeah.
Now we've put in our gear oil, $75.90 for the diffs. Pump for $7, container for a couple bucks at AutoZone. And you've got yourself a gear filler. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.